The ultimate truth about how to cope when you're feeling overwhelmed. The first thing I want to say is whether you're feeling overwhelmed because you have really big responsibilities or you've got something major going on in your life, whether a family member is sick or you've got some financial problems. This video is for you, but this is also for people that are actually just feeling overwhelmed with the day-to-day of life. Doesn't mean that they have any specific major event going on in their life over and above the ordinary day-to-day, and it doesn't mean that you don't feel grateful for all your blessings, but nonetheless, a lot of us are in today's world are feeling really overwhelmed all the time. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, take a deep breath. Since you're feeling overwhelmed, a deep breath is always gonna come in handy. Okay, the biggest thing, honestly, in helping you cope with the feeling of overwhelmed, in my opinion, is accepting your new lifestyle, accepting that your priorities have changed and that you therefore have to have a different lifestyle. What ends up happening, I feel, is that we're used to a certain lifestyle and a certain way of living, how our days look, how our weekends look, what are our commitments, personal, work, etc. And what happens is those priorities change with time, and your responsibilities also change with time. So for example, you are single, so your priorities and your lifestyle is a certain way. Your priority is to go out and have fun and socialize and enjoy life for some. And when you get married, then you are enjoying your relationship and traveling and work. So those are your priorities. And then you've got kids, and then your priorities now are obviously also your children, probably your biggest priority. And therefore, you sometimes find yourself trying to retain the lifestyle and your way of being and your time the same way while piling on the new responsibilities. So you might want to still go out on the weekend, but then still need to wake up super early in the morning to be with your kids and so on. And that's when we are feeling overwhelmed. Come to the realization that your priorities have changed, and therefore your lifestyle needs to change to accommodate those to cater to those priorities is the number one key thing to kind of acknowledge and work with. Of course, there's going to be a whole lot of other things that are helpful and will add on to this picture, but I feel like personally, this is at the heart of it. And often what happens is we want to keep both. We want to still be able to continue with our social lifestyle, but also then be able to be fully functional and with full force and super productive when we're trying to establish ourselves. Now, the problem is many people find it very scary. The idea is daunting to have to perhaps give up on, or compromise on social occasions and your social life, which you have for many years deemed very important to your life. That's totally normal and understandable, trust me. I've been there, I'm there, we're all trying to work through finding the balance. But what I would say is we have to admit and accept that our time, effort / energy has got to go where our priority is. If my kids are my priority and I need to be somewhere at 7 in the morning for a football game on a Saturday or Sunday, one of two things is gonna have to happen. I'm either gonna have to continue with the same level of social life the night before, or decide to cut down on that and get a good night's sleep so that I am more functional the next morning with all these extra activities that have now been introduced to my life. It's a choice. So it's a choice of doing the things that you gotta do at ease, or doing it grudgingly and half awake and exhausted and pissed, basically. I know that some people think that they might lose themselves and they're changing too much and they worry that they're not gonna recognize themselves. That is not true. We can't physically and mentally do everything all at once and maintain the level of happiness and rest and enjoyment. The things that we used to enjoy before are no longer going to have the same experience during or after, or the consequence after, or the next morning. That's just the truth. So the things that we also used to and we used to really enjoy might have to adjust. And you know what? It probably will have to adjust for a certain period of time. And we will continue to change and evolve and have different priorities, and our lifestyle will continue to have to adapt to keep up with that. And that's okay. Like, I think when we just realize that, we can make peace with it and we can move forward. So that's what I would say on that front. On a side note, what I'd also want to say, if you are somebody who's actually already doing that, so you have changed your lifestyle to match your priorities with time, but you're still feeling overwhelmed, what I would say is to not be so hard on yourself. I think it's important to remember that you have to first and foremost look after yourself, your physical health, your mental health, and only then can you be able to cope with that feeling of overwhelmed. And it's so important to as well really look at all your options. It's important to seek professional help if that's what it's going to take to help manage all these different kind of responsibilities and things that are going on in your life. So looking after yourself can look like many things. Really a lot of self-care and professional help and just anything that would just help in you coping with that feeling. If the family unit, your spouse, your husband, your wife, or any other family members are not on board or don't have the same kind of priorities, or have the same priorities but are also unable to accept the changes in the lifestyle, I think it's important to have these conversations and have an open communication and try to find a middle ground or try to get on the same page, because I think that will then also help alleviate some of the tug of war, the push and pull in terms of being pulled in different directions. And I think, having the support of your partner and your family and your friends and, anybody else in your life that was usually playing a big role in all of this on board would really be helpful. And you know what? It's not a Meral video if I don't say what I'm about to say, which is gratitude. Practice gratitude. I'm not saying that I'm like the master in all of this, but really, really, like, I say this because I have personally experienced the benefits when I do practice gratitude, and it's the importance of it in your life and in helping in coping with feeling overwhelmed. Because what happens when you're feeling overwhelmed, your perception is skewed or inflated. So kind of centering yourself and really putting things into perspective. So if you're feeling overwhelmed about your day-to-day hustle and bustle, then just sitting and kind of really reflecting on all the blessings that you've got in your life will also help support that perception and bringing it back to center and just kind of looking at it from a different lens. And it's all about that perception. Again, not to say that you're not already grateful or recognize that you're super blessed. So I think it's so important not to deny these emotions of feeling overwhelmed, because you feel like also that you've got so much to be grateful for and you should have anything to complain about. But being able to recognize and respect those feelings is super important. Remember, we are all a work in progress. I say this to you, I send this message to you, not from a place of perfection, contrary. This is coming from a place of trying to apply it myself and trying to apply it better every day and, just really experiencing the benefits. And I really hope this video has helped you. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Meral, your new best friend. No, but really just somebody who is trying to share her life's experiences and whatever I feel like might add value to just one person out there. I really hope you find it helpful. So that is who I am. If you need to seek any professional help, please do. This video is just from me to you, heart-to-heart conversation. Please, please, please. I really hope that you are able day by day to work through all your emotions, whether you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, highs, the lows. I'm here for you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget, subscribe. Follow for more healthy plant-based recipes, realistic, practical, because I know you're busy and overwhelmed sometimes, but we're working through that. Self-help videos, guided meditation recordings, which I hope you really appreciate. And leave a comment, because it always really helps me to know where your head's at and what your feedback is, and contribute, because we're all here to support each other. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.